Do you have enough money for that? Do you? Are you sure you can afford it? Can you afford to make that film? Are you sure? Do you? So today we're going to talk about budget versus resources. I'm here today to tell you that you don't need all the money in the world to make that happen. And if somebody tells you that you do, stop listening to them, because they're only going to make you believe that you need a lot of money to make that film, or to make that album, or to make that piece of art that you want to make. The idea is that what you really need is you need resources. Do you have a friend that has a camera that's going to lend it to you? Yeah, probably. Can you borrow something from somebody? Can you exchange favors with somebody? Hell, I'll help you with your project if you help me with mine. What does that look like? And what is the stigma that you've developed, or the story that you've developed in your head that money has to be involved? It has to be involved. If you have a stigma about that, or a story that you've been believing and playing into that money has to be involved, be aware of that. Get really keen to that. Why is that in your head? And where did that come from? Where did that originate? Who told you that you got to have all that money to make that thing? Detach from the budget and begin to envision the project that you want to make. And for me, I look back at 7 years of touring with my former band, The Blend. I don't know how I made it happen fiscally. I upset a lot of people in that past, and thankfully, the musicians I played with then, I still play with them when we do reunion shows, and there's not a lot of hard feelings. There are some tabs out there that have yet to be paid. So there is that, and that's just kind of the completeness and the finality I came to with that. I just had to come to terms with that. Hey, we lost a lot of money, and it was what it was, but we also toured the country several times over, got to make a bunch of friends and meet a bunch of people and have these experiences that you absolutely can never pay for or anticipate in your life, and make some of the best and happiest mistakes you ever make throughout your life. So with that being said, money obviously is a tool that is going to help you make your art or get further to promote your art. But in creating it and envisioning it and going through the process, it's not something you necessarily need. I'm not saying go it, on zero all times, but I am saying that you have people around you that will help you. And you also have yourself as a resource to help them. And it's not say, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, but it's also to say, you can really create a community around the art that you make. And it doesn't take money to do that. It doesn't take money at all. I live in Minneapolis, where the film community here is immensely helpful and supportive. And it's one of the first industries where I learned that I can't go it on my own. I should be helping other people because it makes me feel good about my art and their art, and I want to see them succeed. And lastly, I don't need the money to make that project that I'm thinking of. And so think more in terms of resources and how you can help other people, and then start to envision your project. That's my encouragement to you. And in the vein of that, as I say at the end of every video, go to patreon.com/Toussaint Morrison and look at the process there. You can join me in the projects that I'm making right now and see how I'm piecing all of this together with my films, my music, and conversations with artists as well at patreon.com/Toussaint Morrison. And you can join for as low as the cost of a cup of coffee a month. So there's that. And if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and then reply back to you and get a conversation started. Yeah, that's that. Have a good one. You don't need money.